Jack and Jill went off the hill. To fetch a pail of water, Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jim came tumbling after. Can you change the narration of this rhyme? Good evening, everybody. This is session number 49 of Basic English, and we are continuing narration or change of speech. This time, this pattern of sentence we are dealing with is imperative sentence. So what is an imperative sentence? An imperative sentence is a sentence that carries an order, a request, an advice, a strong suggestion, or some strong intention, etc. and etc. Now we come back to Jack and Jill again. So Jack and Jill went up to hill is actually not possible to be converted into indirect speech or direct speech, whatever. Why? Because this is a description and nobody is speaking anything. But here we have Jack told Jill, wait for me at the hill. There is something that is said. Actually, Jack is saying something to Jill. It may be an order, it may be a request, whatever. So Jack told Jill, wait for me at the hill. This is fit for transformation into indirect speech. But Jack and Jill went up to hill, that rhyme is not, because that is a description. Nobody is saying anything there. So that much is clear, that we are trying to convert the direct speech of an imperative sentence into an indirect speech. There are three ways. In fact, there are two major ways. One is with to infinitive, and the other with that plus modal verb. To infinitive means A and B, Jack and Jill, one person speaking to somebody else. Okay? And there is an action involved there. In that case, to infinitive is the easiest way to convert a direct speech of an imperative sentence into an indirect speech. For example, we have Jack told Jill, wait for me at the hill. So it is a request. It may be an order. It may be an advice, whatever. So Jack requested Jill to wait. Requested, this is a verb here. And then it is followed by to wait, another to infinitive clause, to wait for him at the hill. This is the most popular way of transforming an imperative direct speech into an indirect speech. While we were discussing interrogative sentence, we discouraged this pattern. Now next sentence. The captain said, boys, march ahead. The captain said, boys, march ahead. There is an instruction, there is an order. So the captain ordered the boys to march ahead. There is no confusion, very clear. Two persons are there, one is saying something to other, and this other means B. One is talking to B, and B will be doing something. Here B is Jill, and here B is boys. So simple. Action is involved in these cases. Now come to this part. We use that plus a modal verb, should or would. So when should we use that? When there is a strong suggestion and a proposal. And another thing is that here A is speaking to B about C. Here A is speaking to B and B is doing the action. Here the case is little different. A is speaking to B of an action about C. Let's see some example. The headmaster said to the sports teacher. It is the headmaster who is speaking, and he is speaking to the sports teacher. break the children into groups. This is a suggestion. He suggests that there is a big number of students, you break them into groups. So A, B, and C, three parties are there. So how to transform this into an indirect speech? Not that difficult. You have to introduce that clause. The headmaster suggested that the sports teacher should break the children into groups. So whenever there is a kind of strong suggestion, it is better to use that clause. This becomes a better expression. Take another example. The doctor said to the nurse, "Give the patient another dose of morphine." How to transform it? The doctor suggested that the nurse should give another dose of morphine to the patient. The doctor suggested that the nurse should give another dose of morphine to the patient. Fine? So this way we can use that clause. But you must remember, in this case, there must be a strong suggestion or a strong proposal. Only then you can use that clause. It will make the sentence better. Now come to the third group, and it's easier. You don't have to think anything. Just use any of the two options, and it will be a good transformation of sentence. Let's see one or two examples. She said, "I'll come back." She said, "I'll come back." This is obviously a promise. So, how to convert it? Let's see. She promised to come back. If it is a promise, well, she promised to come back. Simply to infinitive. And another option is, she promised that she should come back, or that she would come back. Would is better here. She promised that she would come back. Take another example. Hector said, "I vow to fight till death." Hector is a warrior, soldier. He said, "I vow to fight till death." What is this? This is a very strong intention, a promise, a vow. So Hector vowed to fight till death. The simplest form, Hector vowed to fight till death. And the second option, Hector vowed that he would fight till death. Hector vowed that he would fight till death. So these are the options we have. Only three options: to infinitive, that plus modal, and any of them. In this case, to infinitive, major verbs are advise, ask, command, forbid, remind, teach, tell, urge, etc. And in this case, agree, insist, plead, pray, propose, suggest, etc. So just try to remember these. Or maybe narration change of an imperative sentence is not, divided this way, but I try to do that so that you can understand better. I think it will help you. And in that case, I'll be glad. So, hope to see you next week once again. Have a nice time.